Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We back. We back. Y'all
What's
know it.
going on, my boy?
Hey man, football. It's football. That's what we've been waiting on.
Boy, we done made it, boy. We back. We are officially back. It's a football season, man. Welcome everybody. Another episode of Toe to Toe Sports with me, KB, Steve O. You see him with that trash behind him, Georgia. You see with this glorious flag behind me, Florida. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so yeah, man, this is what we've been waiting for, dog. We've been talking for a few months, filling in the gaps, bro.
I
We've
think we
been
on what, 21 weeks, 22 weeks, something like that.
25. We on
25? Week
25.
25, bro. We
Week
just get to like
25.
live football.
And it's the
That's
first
crazy.
time that we could talk about live football. Right. That's crazy. So yeah, man, we finally here, dog. And there's been a lot of football played, man. It's been, everybody in training camp, college day in camp, scrimmages going on today.
Yeah, I
Uh
did see that. I did see that. We got
yeah,
live
man,
scrimmages.
it's back, man.
High
How was
school,
your
them
week,
boy,
bro?
high school popping off.
High school started Friday.
See
I know
what I
they did
mean?
Virginia Beach. Shout out to my hometown, Lansdowne High
Hey man,
School.
we gotta check in with your boy Sanders, man. We gotta
Yeah,
get with
man.
him and
I'm
see
gonna
how he
check in
doing.
with him. He had his game. His first game was yesterday, Kempsville. So I'm gonna check in with him. My boy, Devon Wiggins, who was on here, the DC
Yep.
of the Lansdowne High. I think their first game was yesterday. So we can
Okay.
check in with them. Bryce, catch up with him.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. See how
yeah,
Bryce doing
man.
down there in Rutledge. Tony, I didn't get the score from that game yesterday. I think the first two games were like scrimmages, but they let the JV come in and play, you know what I mean, the second half. I know next week is his first home game. I do plan on going down to Spalding County and Griffin, checking them out. So,
Oh yeah, and
gonna see.
shout out to Tony Touchdown, man. He threw that nice
Ooh.
touchdown clip. We don't have it on the show today, but my boy he had a nice showing.
Yeah, man. So what's your big takeaway, man, from the first? Well, we had two games yesterday. Three if you count kind of like the Hall of Fame game. I don't really count that one. That one I think just kind of like the opening, like the grand finale for the Hall of Famers. Um, we definitely got to talk about the Hall of Fame, man. Dion said some things very interesting. I
So yeah,
definitely
we
want
got
to get into that.
yeah. So on the docket we got football, of course. We got what I'm saying, the Big Ten, and that's kind of where I want to start off with the Big Ten thing. Before we get into NFL, 'cause I know NFL we're gonna go in. Um, but the Big Ten, man, they signed a $1.3 billion deal with hold on, I got it written right here. My great stuff. They finalized a Big Ten deal starting in 2024 with Fox, CBS, and NBC. So Fox will do the news game, CBS afternoon, NBC nighttime, which they're trying to do like Sunday night football. NBC, they're trying to do the same
Mm,
thing. They're
okay,
no longer working with ESPN no more, man. ESPN and ABC no longer showing Big Ten games. So that means you ain't gonna see
that's crazy.
no Ohio State, no Michigan State, Penn State. It's done. They even said it may be some fallout to where they won't even really be on ESPN like Sports Center and stuff like that. Like you may see a glimpse if it's like a big game, but they're not going to show a lot of their highlights.
It's gonna be kind of like how the NHL was for a long time with ESPN. You remember they wouldn't show NHL highlights. They wouldn't talk about NHL transactions. They wouldn't even talk about NHL teams because if you don't have that TV deal or the deal goes bad, you cannot have a TV deal. They still talk about you. I've seen the SEC network talk about ACC teams when they play the SEC. But if you got one of those type of bad relationship deals, like I sound like this one kind of went sour, and I don't think they expected it to. I think a lot of people caught off guard by this deal, man, with the Big Ten. They're gonna have that 3:30 slot though. I will say that.
And that'll be good. I mean, I think it's I get so they got more money. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's about money. The money
That's
goes to the
all it's about.
schools, all that
Yep.
stuff. But I just don't think it's worth it. A group of five AD caused them moving a bad decision. He compares it to, remember Big East basketball,
Yeah.
and when they went to
Oh
Big
yeah,
East,
they
it
went to
just
the
fell apart. And
yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
they're putting all of their eggs in the basket of like Ohio State, Michigan, like them running sports and being successful to where people have to watch. If
I
Ohio
got you.
State and Michigan and Penn State don't ball out every
Be
year,
like UConn. Be like UConn was back in a couple years ago.
Georgetown, Syracuse,
Yeah.
like, so it's a huge risk. I mean, huge reward. You know what I'm saying? You get the people to watch, but man, huge risk, dog. If they don't pull that in, that's a wrap.
They the only game that people really care about over there is Ohio State versus Michigan. Nobody really care about the rest of those games like that. I mean,
Exactly.
come on.
Like nobody's tuning in. Like if you got UGA going against Ole Miss, you gonna watch that, or you gonna watch Ohio State versus Indiana?
Exactly. Indiana did beat them last year.
Right. But Maryland, Indiana,
Yeah,
like
come
it's
on,
those
bro.
schools. Like it's not. I think it's one of those things to where they think they're a little bigger than they are in the Big Ten. I know they're trying to get. It's like a move to get Notre Dame, but I don't think Notre Dame pulls in the viewership like the SEC.
Nah, man, about trying to watch this. Nobody trying to watch Notre Dame, bro. I'm sorry. Notre Dame, they always get in the play. If they had a better playoff game or playoff performance, maybe. But they always get in the playoff and get blowed out by 20, 30 points. Man, nobody trying to watch.
Right.
Trying to watch.
Um,
You want to see Notre Dame versus Cincinnati?
who?
Like that.
Yeah, nah, bro. I'm not checking. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for nothing. But the good thing, so they said the fallout of what happens by them leaving ABC and ESPN. Now the Big 12 and the Pac 12, they have more room to come in and you know what I'm saying, get some of that TV money from ESPN because now they need to fill them slots. You know what I'm saying? So now a school like Cincinnati, a school like UCF can get more money, you know what I'm saying? And it may help out the Big 12 and the Pac 12 because that you got to show it. You got to show Oregon now. You got to show Utah. And that may help them out because nobody stays up till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock watching games.
Oh man, get them boys at 12 o'clock, kick daytime, 3 o'clock our time, something like that. 12:30, 3:30 type
Right.
deal, bro. You got to get the boys on TV early. But again, you battling the SEC. Everybody from Texas over to Georgia, down to Florida, South Carolina, they're all watching the ESPN, CBS, SEC network. Period. That viewership is gone. So you do have a network or a need out there to deal. If somebody can go, sign the next deal, I think the ACC kind of messed themselves up with that ACC network stuff that they doing. I wish they'd go ahead and get rid of that. But
Yeah, man.
who wants to watch
It's
Miami anyway?
right. But like so flip side, I know we think about football, 24/7, but what do you think is going to impact on the basketball side? Because you know what I'm saying, you
Uh,
have these schools to where they always, but Michigan is prime time. You know what I'm saying? Ohio State, you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like you have these other schools, the Maryland now. Now you have
Indiana's a
those
good basketball school.
exactly.
Like I said,
So
Maryland. I guess you do have to look at it in totality. You can't just think about football, what it impacts. So I mean, maybe it'll kind of balance itself out with assisting in trying to kind of flip it. But we all know, man, football is king in America, man. You want the number from football viewership. You want the number from the attendance in the basketball stadiums. You can't pack out a basketball stadium like you can Ohio State Stadium. The Buckeyes football stadium hold what 120,000, 110,000. So
right now
again, you want that. You want that. You want that money. You want that revenue coming in. So I don't know. I mean, basketball. Don't get me wrong. They definitely have the ability, but you got the NCAA tournament. It's a lot of different factors that go into basketball. Whereas in football, you don't have that. You only got 8 games at home. What, 5 games for college football. Don't let them have uh, a neutral site game somewhere or something like that. So
and the thing, the bowl games, Bowl
Yep.
games primarily ESPN,
Yep.
ABC.
Yep.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think for them to just 100% exclude themselves out of the ESPN, I mean, that's a that's a check that I don't know if they have some cash. You feel me? Like,
I don't know, man. Ohio State, maybe they feel like they can carry it. I mean, Michigan won. Michigan's getting back good. Um, one of those teams always in the college football playoffs. I mean, I ain't gonna say it won't work, can't work. I just don't think it's smart for the brand. You know what I mean? You want people to see your brand on TV. You want people to see you on the big game. You want people to see you Saturday. Everybody want that Saturday 1 o'clock slot. Hey,
what do you think this does for the schools in the ACC? Right, the schools, the guys that weren't picked to go nowhere. You got the Miami's, Florida State's, Duke, North Carolina. They stay in the ACC and deal with sharing the time with the SEC schools, or do they make that move to the Big Ten? Because now that 1.3 billion, and if they're a premier school, like imagine, I hate to use Miami, but imagine Miami being good.
I mean,
Now,
that's true. That's true. If they've already got that deal in place, then I think that's a power move, and I think they did the right thing. If they already got a behind the door deal with Miami, Duke, North Carolina,
because
Clemson, yeah, Florida
basketball, it would
State,
be a wrap. They would
yeah,
do
exactly.
that would be a wrap. NBC, they would NBC Fox, they would run basketball. Like we would never see, you would never watch ESPN or ABC for college basketball ever. It's
No,
strictly NBC, CBS. Like
you'll have Kentucky. That's it. I mean, well, you got Auburn. Auburn been good last couple of years.
right, but they
That's it.
gonna ACC run basketball for real. I mean, SEC
Texas,
got some, but
Texas, and Oklahoma are coming though. I mean, it might help a little bit, but
yeah,
Texas, hey,
it's gonna be interesting, man. It starts in 2024. Man, it's a lot of money, boy. A lot of money.
hey man, $1.3 billion. I would leave.
Hey, look, because each school, I think in SEC, each school is getting what 300 million a year, something like that, like 300 to
Yep.
500 million, something crazy. So you go to there. So instead of getting 500, now you're maybe getting 575.
Yeah. Well, I hope it don't hurt the cross conference matchups, the big matchups like the kickoff weekends and like you said. I hope it doesn't hinder you seeing a bowl game or something like that. But at the end of the day, man, I think whoever has the best football team, put on the best brand of football, gonna always win the viewers. Ain't nobody beat the SEC yet. So if you put
Right.
Miami over there with the Big Ten, you put Florida State over there with the Big Ten, but if you give us Clemson, we offset. That still offset everything else.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like who can you get? SEC got Texas and Oklahoma already on board. Yeah, you got Texas, Oklahoma, uh, Texas A&M right there in that little, what I'm saying, that little spot. Uh, LSU, Alabama, keep on rolling to the left. Mississippi, Ole Miss. Uh, yeah, I don't know what that, man. You gotta get in where you fit in. So
Hey,
I'm tell you, don't be left on the outside looking in.
don't be left, Notre Dame. You better make a choice.
They
Uh,
trying to, oh, they independent. I don't think it hurt. They haven't been hurt by it. They've been to the college football playoff 2 out of the 4 years it's been running. I don't really think it hurt them. If I'm them, why does it hurt me to not stay independent? Then you have to really sell me on why I can't do this. All my viewers are looking at NBC. They got our own channel. We streaming all of our games. So you will really have to tell me as a official at Notre Dame, why, why you gonna get me to leave
yeah,
what I have set up?
for real. But look, man. So we want to see that fall out. Next on the list, man. J.E. Hall, man. We gotta get this guy out the way. I
I didn't know.
hate to see players burn out like this, man. I hate it, dog. Like, and I don't know if it's just behavioral. I don't know if it's like, you get a little NIL money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is, but in case y'all don't know, a J.E. Hall, football player for University of Texas now, He was recently dismissed. Well, he was suspended indefinitely. They use that for actions. What is it? Violation of team rules
Yep.
and actions detriment to the team and all that. The reason it's news is because he was an Alabama player, played in the national championship last year. He was also kicked off the team after being suspended by Nick Saban for violation of team rules. And he went to the portal, went to Texas to follow Sarkisian, kicked off the team again.
Hey man, these guys are young. They're still kids. You know what I mean? So I always think about it in that aspect when we're talking about them getting kicked off teams. They're still kids. I will say that they're still kids. But at the same time, right from wrong. You know what I mean? If the rules say this or the rules say that, they're cool. The man was arrested Thursday. And, essentially anytime a player get arrested, bro, at this point in time, social media, TMZ Sports, everybody get it before you even get a chance to get your bond posted. Your picture's already out there, it's already blowing up. So it's just a bad look for Texas, man, who, ain't barely been good or relevant these last few years. This is not the president you want. You got Archie Manning, the number one overall recruit coming in. You got the number one running back that just committed now. And,
number one wide
instead of
receiver.
being hyped about number one wide receiver, instead of being hyped about what's going on in recruiting and getting ready for the season to start, now we got to talk about you being suspended. You not being able to contribute to a team that probably needed you at wide receiver. I mean, it to me, these players, man, it's like an opportunity that once in a lifetime, bro. You only get once in a lifetime to get that type of opportunity. Everything you do kind of looked at like an interview, but you're possible. You have the possibility of being able to get millions, change your family trajectory forever. So when you do stuff like this, man, you put yourself in these situations. It's kind of hard for me to have empathy for you, man. I empathize for the kid and the person. I don't want to see nobody go to jail. But, bro, you got rules. We all got rules we have to abide by, man. Come on.
And everybody else is fine. And it's not like you're the only person who has to follow rules. Everybody got to follow rules. It's like,
hey, man,
I'm saying? Everybody on the roster got to follow the same rules.
I'm telling you, man. If everybody else can do it, they can, man. I hope the kid land on his feet, man. He dropped a couple of big passes for Georgia last year at the national championship. So shout out to him. I really hope nothing but the best for him. He helped us win a natty. And I appreciate the kid, man. I hope he really lands on his feet and he's able to bounce back.
Y'all got room at Georgia for him?
No. We ain't got no room,
bro. And that's crazy because remember when he went to a portal, it was big news, but it wasn't a lot of teams that was after him.
Nah, because they knew what was going on behind closed doors. These coaches know. You know what I'm saying? Kirby done called Nick and like, hey, man, what's up? Boy, he like, boy, don't touch it. You don't want nothing to do with that. And then he ain't that good. You dropping passes in the national championship going right through your hands in the end zone. Look, I mean, Nick Saban ain't gonna put up with too much. You ain't Julio. He ain't gonna put up too much.
Hey, Nick Saban did call him and another player out, saying if they prepared right, they would have had an impact on the game.
Well, he can't prepare right. He down there getting arrested on Thursday. We got to play on Saturday.
Yeah, man, it's just bad, man. I hate to see these stories. Like it's like I said, man. I hope that we don't see more stories like this, especially with the NIL, because now the NIL is in full swing. These kids getting paid. Like
I'm telling you, bro, money don't change person. It makes them worse or whatever they are.
Who they really are. And it's hard to tell. Like it's hard to tell a kid to follow rules or to be a certain way when they're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm not even talking about the million stuff. I'm talking about the average, like the average NIL, 50 grand, 80, something like they're getting this money and they're like really changing their family's life. They're getting this money and these diamonds are real. These Benzes and Bentleys and Range Rovers is
BVS.
Range Rovers. I mean, the Gators came in, our boys came in with the grills showing everybody, Javon, everybody showing their grills, AR. That's normal now. So it takes a special kid, because when I was 19 and I was just making my little 35, 40,000 a year, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was in the club every weekend with my boys. You know what I'm saying? Bottles and everything. And I was making
Tell me.
a couple hundred a week. So I can't imagine the stardom and the fame you get from being a D1 athlete. And then you add money on top of that. And it's just like
Real money too. Now we ain't talking
real
about
money,
no,
like
no little money. He paying these guys real
real
money.
money.
So yeah, I agree, man. It's gonna be for for what is given, much is asked. So you always remember that they're gonna be asking these guys to do a lot. And trust me, bro, if you ain't performing, I just want to see that first player who doesn't live up to the hype, who got all the money, and see how that fallout happens.
Well, you
Like,
saw was
what's
the
that
best
quarterback? What's that quarterback in Miami who got all that money? I just want to know if he go out there and just start
Jalen
throwing hell.
Sutton.
If he
I
goes
mean,
start throwing hella interceptions his first season, like what do? You done paid him.
the kid from Tennessee, SMU just did a deal where every player on the roster gets
Now
36
that I
grand.
like that though. Now,
That's
those
dope.
type of deals, I'm cool. I'm cool.
But like you paying a guy rumored eight
I mean,
million. I'm expecting you to come in freshman year and get busy. Like because the coach, I don't care what you say, you're not going to tell me if I gave you 8 mil to get this player that you want him to sit behind another guy for a year and then it's going to be a true QB. Ain't no true QB battle, my boy. Ain't no true QB battle. You put my guy in, I just pay $8 million.
hey,
And I think that's what's going to happen. We see like next year, the year after that these guys that sign these big deals this year, what's going to happen when they ain't getting the money or players aren't getting the money they're asked. You already hear rumblings of out USC. You know what I'm saying?
oh
With
yeah,
the guy, you already hear LSU, Harold Perkins. You already hear rumblings all these different places where guys aren't Texas A&M, where guys ain't getting the money they supposed to be getting or expected to get. And it's starting to have some downfall, man.
I think it will. I definitely think it always will. I feel like the university is gonna have to step in because the NCAA ain't putting no cap on it. But as the university, do you really want to put a limit to it, or do you want to put a cap on it? Because if you're gonna cap my money over here, and Georgia's gonna let me get whatever I want, I'm gonna go to Georgia.
And you have private schools and state schools. So like the University of Florida is a state school, so we have to follow certain rules per the state. Miami's a private school. They ain't got to follow some rules. So if you Miami, you like, man, ain't no rule. What you talking about?
Ruiz is doing what he wanted. Yeah, Ruiz doing what he wanted.
He doing what we want to do, but it's within the parameters of the rules. You know what I'm saying? So, and then each state rule is different. So it's like, they're going to fine tune and balance it. I saw that they were already working on like some government like entity coming together, working up something to where they're gonna kind of put like an umbrella over for everybody, because there's no way to keep it not necessarily fair, because there's no fair in sports really, but to keep it within a certain constraint that you have a team like, you know what I'm saying, a Florida State who has money, but maybe not as much money as University of Texas. Like they should still be within like, a little bit. It shouldn't be a big dynamic difference. It should be like, it is what it is. But look, we gotta take this 30 seconds for our sponsors, man. Quick 30-second commercial, and then we'll be right back. So hold on. We'll be back. We're talking NFL when we get back, man. All right, my guy, we back. NFL, man, we are back. My Raiders set the tone for the preseason with that dub over Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? It's week 0.
Y'all didn't play no starters though, right? Nobody to play. Nah, there's nobody to play.
Nobody plays starters. So it was week 0, you know what I'm saying? Something for the Hall of Fame. So yeah, I mean we got the dubs.
Hold on, let's talk about that Hall of Fame real quick. Before we go to the regular season, Hall of Fame game kicked it. Let's talk about the Hall of Fame. Because there was a statement made from a Hall of Fame about, like, he said he want his jacket to be a different color, or he need to be separated. There needs to be a starting 11 for each side that has a certain jacket color or something. But Deion Sanders is not happy, I guess, with maybe did the last class maybe upset him this past class? I think this past class is maybe what upset. Because I don't really think none of the names on that class were that good, man. Let's listen what Deion had.
Is that the Hall of Fame ain't the Hall of Fame no more. I love it. I respect it. I admire it. I think all the guys who are inducted definitely are deserving, but it needs to be a different color jacket. My jacket got to be a different color. It need to be a starting 11. It need to be an upper room. My head don't belong with some of these other heads that's in the Hall of Fame. Put my head, what they call them, bust? Well, I call it the head. Put my head. Do that. Put my head where my head supposed to be. My head don't supposed to be by them. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I'm saying what y'all thinking, and a lot of y'all Hall of Famers are thinking the same thing. This thing is becoming a free for all now, man. If you play good, no, it ain't good. It's people that change the game. Yeah. That's what the Hall of Fame is. A game changer. A game changer. Not I played good. I had a good little run.
It's a lot of that.
I gave you 3-4 good years. No, dog. Game changers. Put my head where my head's supposed to be. I'm tired of my head. I'm sitting up here looking at night like, what are you doing here? No. I'm just saying what some of y'all are thinking. Am I right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, Brian, you're right. You're on point, Brian.
You're right.
You're on point, dog.
Right.
Say it again, Brian. Matter of fact. Yeah, you're on point.
You're on point, dog. Like,
come on, man.
Yo, this last class, I may be a victim of my age, but I've been watching football a long time. I've been watching football for about 20 years.
Me too, bro. Well over 20. About 26. Like, 25. Yeah.
I don't think everybody deserves to be in there. Like, and I don't want to say they deserve, because you know what I'm saying, they play the game and all that. You know what I'm saying.
Well, everybody's numbers don't warrant them being a Hall of Fame. No. A lot of them recently have been good, like real good, exceptional players. But when we started talking about like Hall of Fame, I really feel like there has, like you said, you have to have changed the game. You have to have did something significant in the game that we got to mention you when we tell the story of the NFL. And a lot of these guys, bro, that is not the case for real.
Right. Like I'm looking at the list, right? So we have Tony Boselli, left tackle for the Jaguars. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
I agree with you.
Okay. Cliff Branch, wide receiver for the Raiders. He was the wide receiver for the their Super Bowl runs. You know what I'm saying? He was like one of the first real like burner deep field threats. Like you would compare him to like
is this a guy from we talking about the 80s here?
You probably 70s.
Oh, okay. See, I ain't gonna judge that. That's before my time. We have to get somebody else.
That's when the game. It was the man years. So it's like the game was like changing. They started passing a little bit more, but he was like the cheetah. You know what I'm saying? Like he was that first guy that was just like, I'm taking top off.
Okay.
Leroy Butler, name's familiar. It doesn't hit names. It's never in the top 10 list. Sam Mills, linebacker from the Saints and Panthers.
Nope.
Never hear it. Richard Seymour, you can argue.
You know what? He a dog. He a dog. I'm gonna take my heart out of it though. Bro had like a few good years with the Patriots, but he wasn't game changing. Like he
Correct.
wasn't Warren Sapp. He wasn't Bruce Smith. He wasn't Aaron Donald. He wasn't one of those guys. He was a part of a great dynasty. But if that's the case, just put the whole Patriot dynasty from 2000, what, 2009,
Right.
something like that, all the way up to 2018.
Exactly.
Just
And
put
then
them
you
all
had-
in there as a whole dynasty. But come on, man. I don't know.
Right. Then you got a guy, Bryant Young, defensive end, defensive tackle from 49ers. No idea who that is. And then Coach Dick Vermeil. Everybody knows Coach Dick Vermeil. None of these guys. None of these guys are first ballot.
Oh.
None of these guys. A lot of these guys were on the ballot for like the last 10, 15 years. Like, and I think
they all should still be on the ballot.
Exactly. I think this class is what Dion was talking about because I don't think the NFL wants to have a ceremony where you only have two players. You know what I'm saying? Because like baseball,
you can skip a year.
Baseball, you get in who's in. Like they have years where it's five guys. They have years where it's one guy. They have years where it's no people.
Yep.
Just because you're up doesn't mean that you deserve.
You gotta be picked. Like Tony Baselli might have been the only one that I could really say in this class. Like, okay, bro, needs to be in the Hall of Fame. The rest of them guys, bro, like I think it should be just like the Grammy. Everybody don't win a Grammy, but you can say you were Grammy nominated. Okay, well you were Hall of Fame nominated. That ain't bad. You got nominated for it at least, but you don't need to be in.
Especially when you have guys like Devin Hester who missed the Hall of Fame. Now, don't get me wrong. Was he a Hall of Fame wide receiver? No. But boy,
he wasn't even serviceable as a wide receiver though. Bro.
He wasn't. But he was by far the best returner that this game has ever seen. He's the best. He made.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
He made returning. He made guys like really strategize kicking him the ball. Like him back there really impacted games. Like he impacted the game when he was in there returning.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that argument. But what position did he play?
He was return man.
You answer my question. You ain't never have a coach tell your football field.
Hey,
you ain't never went on no football field as a player or coach and said, hey, what position you play? And anybody told you kick return. Ain't nobody ever told you that. Ever. Now, just be honest completely with me. Has anybody ever said that? No. He's a wide receiver. He a running back. And then you see him in the open field and say, you probably good at punt return and kick return. Devin Hester was at Miami as a cornerback?
I don't even know.
He was a cornerback.
I think he was a cornerback. Because he came, I remember he went to the Bears. He was the cornerback initially.
So can a one-trick pony make it in the NFL? I guess so. If you in the Hall of Fame, I guess so. If that trick, if you the best ever at that one trick, I guess I give it to you. But when you listed as a wide receiver, bro, and you can't catch, that's tough.
He's the only one that can make an argument for being a specialist like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the only one. Like there's no Dante Hall, no. Like
not D Hall. Dante Hall was good though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, like P. Harvin, love him. No, you know what I'm saying? Like it's guys who were dynamic returning the ball, but he was different.
Josh Cribbs was up there too.
Josh Cribbs, exactly. Like there's guys who were dynamic for a year or two. Hester did it the whole time he was in the league. So, but I understand him not being a first. I understand him not being a first ballot guy. But guys like Fred Taylor, guys like Zach Thomas, you know what I'm saying?
Why are we putting Fred Taylor in? Can I ask that?
I think he's
He should go in the Jacksonville Ring of Fame. I agree.
he's already there. I think when you pull up his numbers,
that's as far as we take it.
no, I think when you pull up his numbers, he's like in the like one of the top guys. Like he's not like top
What?
3.
Okay, so again, like Dion said, stop putting in these guys who have some good runs. That's a good run, Fred. Okay, put you in the Jacksonville Hall of Fame. You deserve it. But the NFL Hall of Fame, that ain't you. No, he ain't Emmitt Smith. He's not Marshall Faulk.
But so yeah, he's 15th of all time.
Oh yeah, that ain't good enough for me, Ken. Not to be in the Hall of Fame. I can tell the NFL story without him. I can leave Fred that.
Now let's see, Hall of Fame running back.
He's not better than Edgerrin James.
Now you look at Hall of Fame running backs, right? You got Barry Sanders, Charlie Trippy, Doak Walker, Earl Campbell, Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk.
And Fred Taylor, he can't be mentioned with none of them guys. He can't even carry their damn bags.
Now, but when you look at the number, see that's the thing. When you come down, I think initially when you say those names, you're like, yeah, Gale Sayers, hey, Joe Theismann, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But then you kind of set a precedent, right, of what's being required to get in. But then when you start saying, okay, stats, touchdowns matter, yards matter, you can't not put somebody in who's over guys who are in. You know what I'm saying?
But that's different. It's a different time. It's a different game.
No, I mean, it's like with T.O. It took me forever to put T.O. in, and T.O. was.
But that was because T.O. was T.O. Come on now. We know that didn't have nothing to do with stat-wise.
But that's the thing. But that's the point. It's like
that man, Hawk should have been first ballot before Randy.
Exactly. So you're playing this like you got to play this good boy game.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say to play the politics, but let's just think about it. Fred Taylor, bro, he's not at the top of nobody's list when you talk about top running backs that ever played the game. He's not.
But the top 10 running backs ever played a game are already in. Do you just stop the list at 10?
No, you can't. You got to take some out and put some new ones in. But Fred he ain't got the credentials to take nobody out. AP, yeah, AP, we're going to take somebody out for AP. We're going to take somebody out for AP. We ain't going to take nobody out for Fred Taylor. Hell no. Fred can sit on the outside of the club. And ain't nobody going to miss him. I'm just saying.
Watch the Gator slander. No. But I mean, I feel like
that's how I look at it. Like you said, you got 10 slots. You got to be able to take somebody out and say, okay, the game will change. I mean, the game, it's a different game now. This person has impacted the game. We're talking about running backs. Let's just say in the last 20 years, I mean, is Sean Alexander in? He's getting ready to go up next year. Sean Alexander, you going to put him in? I mean, you're going to not put Sean Alexander in, but put Fred Taylor in? Sean Alexander got the MVP.
Very true.
Fred Taylor ain't got no MVP. You can't even associate Jacksonville and MVP in the same sentence together.
Very true. I mean, I'm looking at this list of rushing leaders, and
I mean, but again, are we gonna go by stats or we gonna go by impact? Because we're going by stats, then number 15 still ain't gonna get you in.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I think you.
But Jerome Bettis, look at Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis is low on that list. He's in because of the impact he had.
I think you have to do impact and stats. Like you have to have impact, but you also have to have the measurables. Like you gotta have got busy. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like with Reggie Wayne. It's like Reggie Wayne's not a Hall of Famer yet.
He ain't gonna be. He should be. So? I don't think he should be.
He was Marvin Harrison.
You can tell the NFL star. Now, thank you. He was somebody else's
no, he became, because remember, it was Marvin Harrison, right? Then Reggie Wayne came in, and then they did this. And then Reggie Wayne continued to go because Marvin was done. So
Marvin started shooting folks in the club.
Hey man, that's all allegedly. Shout out to North Philly. Shout out to the home team. Yeah, man, it's the Hall of Fame, man. It definitely is. This past class, I think, pissed a lot of people off. I mean, the NFL, I understand they don't want to not have a full class.
You can, though. It's okay to do that.
But, come on, man. You ain't got to force it.
Yeah. Like he looking like somebody beside him, like, how you get him? What you doing? You don't belong here.
And the guys know, man. I think the guys, the Hall of Famers, they looking like, man, why is he? Why
Exactly. Yo, your peers are looking at this like, bro, what's really going on?
Right.
Like, we really doing this?
Hell no. But hell, man, back to preseason. So far, man, it's been a good preseason, man. We like I said, we had my Falcons. My Falcons.
There you go, say it again.
Play, boy, I would never. I'm gonna still.
I got it on tape.
So first game they had on Thursday night. They had one of the ugliest games I've ever seen, and the Giants.
Oh man, that game was horrible. Bro, I actually went to the Titans and I changed it to the Titans. Who the Titans play?
The Ravens.
Titans and Ravens game. Yes. That's what I went with.
That Giant Patriot game was disgusting. It was disgusting. Like
that bad?
It was disgusting. Like it was disgusting. Good luck to both those teams. They're trash.
I think it'd be Titans, like that first game. For what did they play starters? I mean, did Tannehill play? I mean, not Tannehill. Did the Patriots play starters?
They played the starters. They didn't play Mac Jones.
Okay.
But like I tweeted last night, man, watching the game so far, you know, when it gets to that half of the third quarter to the end of the game, quarterbacks running for their life. It's like they all turn into Michael Vick, boy,
because them offensive linemen can't block the defensive lineman. You know, a bad defensive lineman gonna beat a bad offensive lineman every time.
Every time, and it was, and then you have guys, the wide receivers not getting separation. That quarterback just be running, dog,
and getting lit up. And they throw that ball, getting lit up. I watched the Falcons, the Lions game. The Lions quarterback, he was getting rid of it. Every time he was getting rid of it, I said, "Oh boy, these boys take beating."
But so with the Titans and Ravens game, we didn't see Lamar, but we got to see baby Lamar. Can we call him that? We got to see Malik Willis get busy. I want to show his highlights from that game. You know what I'm saying? So we can talk about it. If it pulls up.
Hey, Malik. I think they could need to go ahead and trade Tannehill to Seattle.
Son Haskins checks into the backfield. Willis runs to the right, Chase to the left. He's going to try to run for the corner, and he's going to squeeze in for the touchdown. Steven Means was tracking him.
He can make you miss. If you want a physical presence, and I think Mike can bring it.
And look out as Malik Willis finds his man inside the Ravens' 30-yard line, coming down with the reception on the biggest play of the game.
Looking at Pepe Williams, and Pepe again, he let him go, so he turns. But look when he turns, how he left the receiver. He did it the first time.
48-yard pass completion to get this drive rolling. Off the play fake, has to sling it sidearm, finds his tight end, and he tumbles forward. He'll be close to the Detroit with a 66-yarder. Malik Willis throws a strikeout to the 45-yard line in front of Pepe Williams.
I mean, that's pretty much what's his highlights. I mean,
bro, they need to start Malik, man. Let them start. I know Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel was going off about him though. He said that he wasn't throwing it enough. He was taking off too much blood, getting out of the pocket quick. Mike Vrabel was real hard on him, but I think they see what he can do and what he can be.
Yeah, Lamar said after the game, you know, when they be shaking hands, he was like, a camera caught him and said, "Hey man, you know this your team now." And Malik was like, "Yeah, I know." Like, I think Malik, he just gives you a wrinkle that you can't coach, you can't teach. And I think this is going to be how, what's my man, Justin, remember when Justin Fields took over for Andy Dalton last year?
Yeah.
Like, it just was like, I mean, I get why you got the experienced guy in there, but is it really making a difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really getting that much better QB play out of the vet to not go with the rookie? So I think Tannehill will get like the first 3 games, and then they'll evaluate and be like, "Look, man, if you ain't balling, I'm putting Malik in. If you're struggling, It is what it is.
I don't know. I don't see Tannehill giving up his spot like that. You know what I mean? Easy. That would be his second time he's lost his job, if that is the case. Remember, Miami, he lost his job there too. So, and they got him on the hook this year for I think like 32 mil or something like that. I think after this year though, it's not guaranteed no more. So I think you will see the Titans go that route, especially if they start off with a bad record. Let them start off 0-3 or 0-4, or, 1-4, 1-5, something like that. I can see them jumping to Malik. He does give you an athleticism at the quarterback position that Tannehill don't have. Tannehill ain't no statue by no means, but he ain't running that read option like Malik. He ain't getting around that corner like Malik just did, scoring that touchdown. But I want to see him use his arm. I want to see him throw some touchdowns. Y'all do running, that stuff be good till you get somebody get a hold of you, you get popped going up the sideline.
So
far, man, for the Titans did all right. I was okay with the Titans. It was all right. Good game.
So check this. All right, Jets played the Eagles. Right, it was normal preseason. Big news out of that game: Zach Wilson potentially may have torn his ACL.
They say he may have. They said it may not have been a torn ACL. Thank God. He may have just what did it say? Tweaked his PCL that he had already hurt before. So they was like he might be out for that 3 weeks. And they said that.
So that's a big thing. Because remember, we were talking last night, and I was like, if he tears ACL, do you get on the phone with Jimmy G, or do you make that call for Tannehill? You know what I'm saying? Like those moves that you potentially make. But if it's not a torn ACL, then of course you don't make it.
If to me, even if it is a torn ACL, if you bring in Tannehill, are you gonna beat the Buffalo Bills this year? No, you still not beating Buffalo, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just being real. Still not being Buffalo. You're still not gonna probably squeak into the playoffs. It being the 6 or 7 win team, that's not gonna work in the AFC. I'm sorry. I think you're gonna have a couple of divisions with 10 win teams. So I don't really see that being a move I would make. Especially depends on what I got to give up. Now, if I can give up a late round pick for Jimmy G, 4th, 5th, cool. But if I got to give up anything above a 2nd or 3rd, not gonna happen. I'll roll with Joe Flacco and just leave it at that. And we'll just get a number 1 pick next year again.
Oh yeah, they do got Joe.
And I'll take Will Anderson. I would win the Will Anderson sweepstakes.
Talk about sweepstakes. So there's another game that came on. The Browns versus the Jags.
Ooh, Sean look like ass.
Deshaun Watson.
Ooh.
I want to go ahead and play his highlights.
We got some.
Look, man. I did some deep diving. Let's see what we can pull up here.
5 yards per rushing attempt last year. Ernest Johnson, South Florida product, used the setback. And his play action, and Watson's rolling out. Finds a target, overshoots the intended target. He was looking for Anthony Schwartz.
He ain't played in 2 years, bro. It's been a year and a half since he played. I ain't gonna kill it
great
like
play
that.
action fake. This is what the Browns do. You think about Kevin Stefanski, part of this Shanahan system, a lot of boot action. Schwartz is running wide open over the middle of the field. He missed him, but then we got 2nd and 10. Let's see what the defense does.
You think that was heartbeat thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Excited to throw.
I don't care how long you played. You haven't played in a year. There's some anxiety that comes with playing.
Harrison Barnes, the tight end, slides in motion. Back to throw. Watson in the pocket, turns and slings the ball, and misses his target.
That ball looked terrible. That ball looked terrible. I mean, I understand he hasn't played in a while. I get it. But he ain't been sitting on the couch.
Look like it.
And look, man, 280 mil or 230, whatever it is, guaranteed fully. You can't even cut him if you wanted to.
Oh no, you stuck with bro, regardless of what happened. Then they were talking about Jacoby Brissett. I didn't even watch Jacoby Brissett, but they say he looked serviceable, which I didn't expect. I mean, the man was starting in Indy last year, 2 years ago. They didn't have a horrible record. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is a horrible quarterback. I think you just got to have the right pieces around. Kind of like Matt Ryan, you got to have everything perfect. If everything ain't perfect, if you need him to make a play, it's not gonna happen.
Not happening. So what else? We saw the Bengals go down to the the Cardinals. The Jets beat the Eagles. 49ers beat Green Bay last night, which was a good game, boy. 49ers.
A lot of these games were good, bro. The Falcons and the Detroit Lions, bro. Listen. I ain't gonna get too high. It's Detroit and it's a preseason.
We got look. I had to get the highlight for your boy.
But having the ability to see a quarterback roll out the pocket and not stumble over his own feet, fall, you know what I mean, or just have to throw it away because somebody coming real fast and he can't get away from him, bro. That was so refreshing.
Y'all the play action
gonna
kings,
kill him. Gonna kill him with
God, no, they run these play actions every play.
Every play, bro. Roll that tape, DJ. Let me see what really did. Roll that tape.
Next weekend, they face the Colts in Indianapolis.
He looks
Cal goes flying.
good. I mean,
Enough for
bad.
He's okay. It's just a minor injury.
This is something.
You mentioned it for Davis, though. Second stint with the Lions. Number 21 pick by Detroit in 2017.
Hey, running back.
And Falcons now inside the 30 in business. But for Jared Davis,
Running back.
Second and 10. Ritter again to that same side of the field. There's Geronimo.
You got to score right there. You got to score right there.
Lost it, but got it back. And it's going to be first and goal as the former Detroit Lion with the reception
for the
Falcons.
Is pretty good. Number 30, I think.
On first and goal, play fake.
Look at that touch.
There's Hesse again. This time he hauls it in.
Bro, he had just missed a 40-yard touchdown pass right through his
Good to
hands.
see him smiling. Back on the sideline and back home here in Detroit.
This the play right here. That was the
Takes off.
He could have kept going with preseason. Get out of bounds.
He should have kept
preseason, kept going. Get out of bounds. Preseason. Bro, I'm telling you.
He has good pocket.
Up the middle he goes.
Here, I was like,
he's got the first down
maybe
again with
he's
his
not as fast as I
One
thought.
play,
in
maybe
action.
two more.
That's
Before
what
they
he's
have to try to field goal here.
Just wait till he throw that good pass. Look at that. Wait till he throw that touchdown at the end of the game, bro. To win the game.
And really making it a
They let him play for the whole game, right?
The second half.
Ritter fires a
Mariota
strike,
came
caught it
in
to
and played
40.
the first quarter. After the
Lions
second
get
quarter, it
Frank
was all
Darby to
him.
the ground.
And your boy
try to
Felipe
create
Frank getting
opportunities for
busy
the
at tight
offensive
end.
Off the play fake.
Shout out to Felipe.
Easy
Pitch
pass.
and catch, easy toss. Going right back to Fred.
I love the way off the field
There
call
is no
game.
overtime in preseason football. So if they kick a field goal, then being the Falcons, it will end in a tie.
I love it. Look at that, bro. Matt Ryan
Good
ain't
job
getting you
there
them
by
10.
Ritter to not only
Man,
get
Ryan
out of
ain't
bounds,
getting you
but
them
pick
10
up
right
10
now, bro.
yards in the process. Ritter.
Now you can see the game
Stop
like
shy of the 20, and look who
processing.
it is.
You
Chase
feel like,
Lucas
oh,
didn't get
slowing
the
down a little
interception,
bit.
but a very nice
See, it
tackle
slow it
there
down.
in open
He
space.
made a few mistakes, don't get me wrong, but he was able to bounce back and make some good plays. Like next play, here it is right here.
Extends the play.
Hey, man.
Lets it fly.
Ball
That's
game.
why you drafted
Oh,
him.
my goodness.
That's why you draft.
Somehow, Ritter pulls a rabbit out of his hat, and the
You know that felt good.
Hey,
bro.
man.
You know that felt good for bro confidence. I ain't gonna lie, Mariota might be in trouble. Mariota might be in trouble.
Hey,
Marcus
look,
might be
I think
in
it's
trouble,
one of them
bro.
things to where we saw when Mariota was in Tennessee. You on a short leash. You mess up 1 or 2 games. Desmond,
Right
hey
there.
man,
I think the boy ready, bro. They might. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, because Coach had already said it's an open competition, but let him show out again week 2. Because he gonna play the starters only gonna play the first, first quarter. We only, be real with you, it was only 2 series in the first quarter. The Lions went down 10 plays, 8 minutes. The Falcons came back 10 plays, 7 minutes, 2 touchdowns. That was it. They was out the game. Starters were gone after that. But let that boy come back and do his thing again next week, bro. You got to give him a chance with the ones. You're going to have to.
right?
He didn't have Kyle Pitts and Drake London, and he was out there cooking. So,
Oh man, Drake London, aka Julio 2.0.
yeah, man, he already had a knee. Well, he got hurt, but he could have came back in. They gave him
It's smart. Hold him out. You know what I'm saying? Your pick.
he soft.
So look, so today it's football literally in an hour, right? all day. Well, in 2 hours.
Bro, let me tell you, I gotta get my TV packages together. I just told my wife I can't see no football. I gotta get my TV packages together.
Look, I said I am not about to be sitting here watching Cowboys and Texans game all year. I got the NFL Network and all that, but like I might just have to go ahead and get that joint so I can flip through all the games. Cause fam, I can't. I'm not watching.
I think we're gonna have to look through it. I think we'll have to look into it.
Yeah, man.
Write that off as a business. Sports icon.
Yeah, man, icon, man. You gotta go ahead and put that in so we can do our investigative work. You know what I'm saying? So we can make sure we have something to talk about other than these local games. So yeah, we can talk about that tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
But today we got the Panthers versus the Commanders, Chiefs versus the Bears.
Hey, you know what? Hold on, that Commanders game. Sam Howell. They say, bro, been in practice. So I can't wait. Sam Howell was the real deal. Let me tell you what. Sam Howell is the reason Florida State is where they are. When he flipped his commit from Florida State and left Willie Taggart hanging, that was the end of that team. But if they would have got Sam Howard, I believe Florida State would have been back up there against Clemson, SEC, fighting for the ACC championship. Sam Howard is the real deal at quarterback, bro. Like I play Madden when you bring in the draft classes every few years. I play them franchises like that where I go online and get the draft classes all the way up to damn near 2032. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sam Howell, I drafted Sam Howell late, and bro emerged into something good. But I'm just saying that to say that
UNC, man.
I want to see him today. I want to see Sam Howell today. I want to see the Pittsburgh Ricky. I want to see him today.
Is your boy playing Pickens?
Yep, Pickens. I want to see Pickens today. You know, I'm always looking out for the dogs. We got 14, 15.
Kyer is getting busy with the Colts. We got I think we have a lineman or two with the Bears from Florida. But whatchamacallit, for the Panthers, the starter is
Baker Mayfield. Get to see old Baker get out there and get the cooking. Sam Arnold ought to be ashamed of his damn self.
Let's see, the Buccaneers versus the Dolphins. We get to see
Julio.
I don't know if they're going to play Tyreek.
He said now Tyreek Hill came out again and doubled down and said that Tua is the most accurate quarterback he ever seen. He came back and doubled down on that thing, bro.
The good thing is we definitely gonna see it. We definitely ain't no hiding from that.
He gonna be on the sideline like T.O. Wood back in the Tony Romo days, cussing it bad. Then go out there talking about that's my quarterback. Yeah, that's gonna be. I see the writing on the wall. I already see it.
We get to see my boy Kyle Trask get busy today. Texans, we get to see
Trask play for?
The Buccaneers. Because Brady's out, so it's going to be him and the other guy. They're battling for the backup spot. The Saints play today against the Texans. The Cowboys play against the Broncos on NFL Network. Rams play against the Chargers. If the starters play the first few things, that's going to be good, boy. If they just play like the first few series, that Chargers Rams, that potentially could be a Super Bowl preview. Potentially. The Chargers got it.
I said, bro, I've been telling people don't sleep on them Chargers, bro. They're my team to come out the AFC. When they got Khalil Mack and Bosa back out a year after his injury. Woo.
Hey, man, I'm a Raider diehard, man. And they're the only team in the AFC West I'm like, they're the only ones that I ain't worried about the Chiefs. I ain't worried about the Broncos. Them Chargers.
Chiefs still got Superman over there now. You can't say that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I respect them. Like,
do they play today? Do they play today? I want to see Pat Mahomes without Tyreek Hill. Do they play today?
I doubt they let him play. But I hope they do. That would be great. And then, of course, Sunday primetime, the only team to watch, the Raiders versus the Vikings. We want to knock them out too. So then we get to see the starters on Sunday.
And see, y'all already played one game. Zamir. Yeah, and I got to go watch Hard Knocks because, Falcons played the Lions, so they'll be on there from last week. I know it showed a lot of them preparing, crying in the huddle and all that old shit they were doing. But it didn't work. They still lost.
Right. So what dogs are you looking forward to watching this preseason?
Nakobe. I wanted to see how Nakobe Dean was doing. I was shocked he was starting. They said he had this torn labrum injury or something like that. They were making up. Him and Jordan Davis, they already doing what they've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years together, man. Philly drafting them boys together. That's crazy. And that's scary. Definitely want to watch them. Zamir, I'm gonna be watching Zamir, see what he do, see if he gets started out there. I keep telling you, I think Zamir can start over Jacob. That's me. I think Zamir can take Jacob's job.
But he's gonna play. I think he'll get his shot.
So defensive wise, your boy Trayvon Walker was making plays last night. They showed he was making a few more plays, making some impact plays when he did play. So he already balling. Stokes, I want to see Stokes out there, the cornerback in Green Bay. I want to see him for his second year, see how he do. Last year, then he kind of got snubbed out of Rookie of the Year, the running, because of what Michael Parsons was doing. Everybody just ran away with that. Don't get me wrong, but Stokes played real good, man. Stokes had a real good year last year. So that's it, man. I want to see what them Colts look like. I'm looking for them Colts in that first series because there was a lot of people I got receipts on last night. I had to go and say, wait a minute. I don't know if you seen me on Twitter, but a lot of people, I said, y'all told me in Atlanta that the mobile quarterback wasn't going to make no difference. Arthur Smith looks like a mobile quarterback, make a big difference in Arthur Smith's system. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be premature. It's just one game, one preseason game. The mobile quarterback looked like they were eating last night for the Falcons. But we'll see, man. Matt Ryan, I want to see what Matt Ryan do. Everybody's talking about Matt Ryan should be MVP. How good he should be from the way they're hyping him up. Nobody won't give me a win percentage. A win prediction. Won't nobody tell me how many games they're going to win. Won't nobody tell me they're going to go to the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship. I've yet to have somebody put that type of receipt on it. But they keep telling me how good the Colts are going to be this year. So I want to see it.
Right. I'm looking forward to seeing Dameon Pierce. They have him slotted as a starting running back for the Texans.
Should be.
They said he's been
should be.
He should be. He was definitely underutilized at Florida.
Dan Mullen don't run like that. He uses his quarterback. He uses quarterbacks.
He just he just like everybody's gonna get 6 carries. And it's just like, fam, no. Dameon Pierce needs to get 12. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm looking forward to him. Zach Carter played last night. He had a pass blocked down. He's playing more of the defensive tackle. So I think he's working his way out because before he was more of an end. And I think they're trying to get him a little bulkier to play that middle. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses to, be that everyday down D tackle. Like I said, Kyair Elam, the starting on the outside cornerback for the Bills. Stone Forsythe, he was with the Seahawks last year. He was playing well. Tadarius Slayton, starting D tackle for the Packers, played last night. Did pretty good. Sean Davis, I think he's with the Packers as well. We all know Evan McPherson, where he get busy. Marco, I believe he's a starting corner for the Cardinals now. Tony Kadarius Toney, he didn't play yesterday that I could see.
I think Tony needs to change the safety, right?
Well, they're really investing in him. So like they even at practice.
Can you trust him though? He one of them South Florida kids, ain't he?
No, I don't know where.
I think he was South Florida. I think he won the Pork and Bean Project, baby.
But he's been doing good. Like I think I don't know what it is this year. I think he's in. They're investing in.
He's trying to get paid. He's a late pick. He wasn't no first round pick, was he?
Yes, he was.
Oh, he was. Okay, so he got the fifth job.
Yeah. We all know Kyle Pitts. Dog. I want to see what. So my guys, I really want to look out for the wide receivers. Tyreek Cleveland, he's with the Broncos. Freddie Swain, Van Jefferson, those guys, they're all coming like their second year.
The Broncos definitely got a
stable.
You got a chance though, because O'Bark tore his ACL.
Right, and I want to see C.J. Henderson get off this year with the Panthers. I think it's him, Horn, and they got Jackson.
They said they're going to be so tired from making tackles.
Right, and shout out to Jonathan Bernard, man, starting defensive end for the Houston Texans. Man, we got a lot of guys, that came from the flagship that are getting busy. The flagship in the state.
Okay, state of Florida. Oh,
yeah, the flagship in the
state. I think have something to say about that.
No, it is. You can go down that list and go through who's starting, who ain't, and who playing, and who ain't, and we won't.
Man ain't got but 4 people in the league.
Hey, Greg Rousseau, Jalen Phillips.
That's about it. Oh, the Bo Dallas. I don't even think he played no more though. But yeah, that's about it.
So, yeah, I had a conversation with a Canes fan yesterday on Twitter, and we kind of
the closer we get to the season starting, I see they starting to talk a little bit less.
Ooh, hey, you noticed that, right?
Closer we get to the season start, they start to talk a little
less and less, getting a little bit more friendly.
Yeah,
a little bit more friendly.
Them Oregon fans too. Closer we get to the season, it's being harder and harder for me to find some Oregon fans beating on their chest again. So
yeah, buddy, I love this time of year.
We 2 weeks away. We got 2 more Saturdays. It's on and popping.
On and popping, man. But yeah, man, that's it this week. So shoot, man. Next week, we may have a guest, may not. Look, we got 2 weeks before the season, right?
Yes, sir.
So look, man, it's Georgia, Florida time. I will bring a guest next week because I will give y'all the respect to be the final week, you know what I'm saying, before the game starts. You know what I'm saying? For you to bring, because I do want to bring up a Georgia guest. My boy, he a Georgia fan. He works for Georgia, for Rival Georgia. I'm gonna see if I can get Paul on here to give us the real insight. He talked a little trash too, so I gotta deal with it. And then yeah, man, you bring somebody else, man. You know you can
go get Britton Cox because he doing more tweeting and more politicking than
my man's focused. You know, he's joking with his boys. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we know we still love him, man. We still got we still got teammates. The man stay. I'm living where he stayed. His mama stay around the corner in Stockbridge, so you know he still got love in the city. We love him, but we got some fun though.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to get a Gator fan or two to come on, man. We talk about Gator football next week, and then the week after that we'll have some UGA people up here that kind of send us out, man, into the season, and go from there. So it'll be a fun next 2 weeks, man. I know.
Yeah. We definitely got to get. No, it won't be disrespectful. Keep it together. We do want some predictions out of these boys. I'm gonna put it on paper. I need to hear these predictions realistically. Yeah. And I guess we come out with our division winners, both college and East and West. I guess ACC, Coastal, and whatever else they got.
Yeah.
Pac-12, 2 sides. We ain't gonna break down all that. We just pick who we think will win from each conference, and then we'll do. I guess we'll theme it toward college next week, maybe, and then do pros week after, or we can do both. However we want to come up with it, we'll get it together, but we'll get the graphics together, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We'll get it right. But yeah, man, next 2 weeks is gonna be fun, man. Check us out tomorrow. We're back with the full gang, 910 Sports. I believe at 8:30 Eastern time. Whew. So 8:30, it's gonna be on with Icon, Crystal, Jacob, and us too. I'm sure we're gonna talk about some more football, some more news. We just talk about all sports. So check us out. Hell, everywhere you can watch videos, man. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Yes, sir. If you're catching the replay, make sure you comment replay. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, man. Share the video. We appreciate it. I think last week I looked, man. I didn't realize how many shares we had last week's video. I was like,
yeah, man.
So we appreciate the love and support, man.
Appreciate the love, the likes on the page, man. We see it all, and we appreciate everyone, man. As we grow, you grow, and the content grows, man. And when we here, man. So yeah, check us out tomorrow, and then we'll be back same time next week. You know what I'm saying? Gator down, Gator week, and make sure all the stuff is blue around here. Blue and orange. Hold it down.
Blue over here, but the blue on their braid hat.
But yeah, man. But that's it, man. We'll check y'all out next week.
Yes, sir. We out. Peace.